On today's episode, we bring you to the Edgar Allan Poe Museum, something that I've driven by a lot, but I've been dying to come and never done it. Are you a fan?
Well, once upon a midnight dreary, I found myself weak and weary. So, yeah, maybe a little bit of a fan. I don't think I actually said that correctly, but it's pretty close.
That's so cool. I remember reading The Raven in high school. How about you? Did you read A Telltale Heart?
A Telltale Heart.
That's so cool. Well, you want to go in and see if Chris can show us around? He's the curator here.
Definitely. Let's go find Chris.
I'm Shannon, your Richmond Realtor at RVA Home Team.
And I'm Jonathan with Jsquared Staging.
And this is Destination RVA.
So come along with us as we are your tour guides for some common
And not so common
destinations in Richmond, Virginia. Today we are at the Edgar Allan Poe Museum, and we have the curator here, which is Chris Sipner. Chris, thank you for having us.
It's good to be here.
Will you tell everybody what makes this a fantastic destination in Richmond?
This is the closest thing you get to seeing Edgar Allan Poe in the flesh. If you've ever read Poe's works, his poetry, his short stories, wondered what was the inspiration behind his work. You get to come here, see the chair where he used to sit, see the manuscript, see his penknife.
And Edgar Allan Poe is still getting a lot of love these days, it seems. His bust here has kiss marks on the forehead. So people are still that much in love with him today.
Yeah, people feel like they know the guy. They've grown up reading his works. There's people who come here from other countries. We get people from 30 different countries every year, all 50 states. People who've never heard of Thomas Jefferson, they know who Edgar Allan Poe is.
Now, he is from Richmond, right? Was he born and raised here?
He was born in Boston. He came to Richmond when he was a year old and grew up with foster parents here. He was orphaned, and his foster parents are the ones who christened him with the middle name Allan. So if it hadn't been for Richmond, he wouldn't even have that name. But he grew up here, got his first job in journalism here. It was here that he first fell in love, and here that he wrote his first poetry, his first short stories, his only novel, his only play. He got married just a few blocks from here. This neighborhood, in fact, is where he's experienced a lot of those pivotal moments in his life that inspired his writing for years to come.
And he was one of the first authors to ever be published in poetry. Is that correct?
Now, there were poets before him, but what separated him was those other poets were professors or lawyers or had family money. They didn't need to live off their writing, but Poe's the first American author to really try to make a living from his writing. This is something that hadn't been done before. Age 18, he ran away from home and said, I'm going to be a poet.
So, Chris, what is this that we have right here?
This is Poe's boyhood bed where he used to sleep when he was growing up.
That's so fun. Where do you get these things, like these artifacts?
These come from Poe relatives, from Poe's admirers, from Poe's literary executors' family, from the descendants of just family and friends. In fact, a lot of our first editions came from a director of an insane asylum in California back in the 20s who was so enamored of Poe's works that he bought every single first edition he could get his hands on, and he donated them to the museum back in 1927.
So what happens if I say Edgar?
If you stand right at the second step there and you look up and you call Edgar, 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 he'll be looking back down at you.
Edgar, Edgar, Edgar.
So today we got an education and we made some new friends.
And we'll see you guys next time on
Destination RVA.